Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, here we are, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and here we are once again around your breakfast table and wherever you may be congregating at this particular moment. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. We're going to be with you for a whole full hour. And in that hour, we got a lot of things to do. We're going to be talking about a lot of issues that I'm going to bring up, issues that you may want to bring up, and you can do that. We get everybody involved. And those of you who have been around with us a long time, you already know the protocol on how this show works. But for the people who are maybe new at the program, we'll tell you all about it. I'm the host, and I get things started the way I'm going to do right now. And while we're doing that, you could take the time and use your keyboard on your computer or your cell phone or even your iPad or a tablet and type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen, and we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what it's all about. It's free exchange of opinions and ideas on this show, and we give everybody a chance to do that equally. And so if you have anything to say in particular to you could say that to anything, issue of the day or issue of tomorrow or whatever it is that you want to talk about. We're free and open. I'm just going to get things started for you. We want to tell you about the show as we go further. We're all here on 3 different platforms. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We're live. And any one of those 3 platforms will get you there. You could check us out all around the world. We're global, anywhere around the world, as long as you're in a nice place where there's a lot of hot spots, great hot spots and Wi-Fi's and all of that, that will get you there. So tell your family and friends about it and let them know about the show and let them know what we're all about. And if you're watching us on Facebook, you get a chance. As a matter of fact, do it right now. It doesn't cost you any time. All you have to do is just tag this show to all of your friends or as many friends as you like. You may not be able to do them all, but some. And if you have so many friends, maybe each week that you come in, you want to, tag a few more each week as you go along. If they like what they see, if they like what they hear, of course, they'll be back again and again, and we hope that they will. And they see your information, notification, they'll click onto it, and it'll bring them directly to us. That's how you tag them. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you to go onto my YouTube channel. If you're on there right now, take the opportunity right now. Takes no time to do it, is to subscribe to us, right? Take your mouse, drag it over where it says subscribe, point that arrow over there and just click it on. And right away, you're an instant member. And the point of that is to make sure that you get an opportunity to know that whenever we come on live or whenever we do any kind of activity on our channel and you happen to be online, you get an instant notification and I'll let you know. Because let's face it, we forget sometimes, right? And you may forget about the show coming on the air and the time that we come on the air and you forget about it and you happen to be online, you get the instant notification and all you have to do is click onto that instant notification and it brings you right to the channel, just as simple as that. So we urge you guys to click on and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Those of you who are watching us on Facebook, well, you already know that, but the people who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do much. All you have to do is keep the word spreading. And for the people who are watching us on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram, you can do what the people on Facebook do, tag them. Now, they do a different kind of a tag, but you do something similar. Cut and paste our website or wherever you are watching this, cut and paste that and send it to as many friends as you like. And they'll see that information, they'll know it's coming from you, and they'll click onto it, and it brings them directly to us. That's all we ask, right? If they like what they see, they like what they hear, just like the people on Facebook, they'll come back again and again. We're so glad to have you aboard with us in conjunction with interacting with you. And a lot of you may be on your coffee break right now. Take your coffee break and sit at your desk for the 10 or the 15 minutes that you are allotted to do that coffee break. And stay with us, watch the show, and take the coffee break at the same time. When your coffee break is over, you're still at your desk, and all you have to do is multitask, work and watch the show at the same time, right? Now, in conjunction with interacting with you, I was getting ready to say that we do our regular routine. For instance, in this particular half hour, not too far away from now, we're going to call on Brian Camp out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And he comes along with us each week, and he brings us the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's Sports Update. That's the name of his show. He does that every week. And if you're watching us on Facebook and you're watching us on YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him because he'll be right on the screen, and you get a chance to meet and greet him. It's not the same for the people who are watching us on Instagram, because we don't have the luxury of having his face on the air, but you can hear him. You can still hear him. And guess what? If you have any questions, sports related to Brian, you could ask away when he comes on the air, any sports related questions. The same thing for you guys who are watching us on Instagram as well, even though you won't be able to see him, but he'll be able to answer all of your questions. Just type it in, and we'll pass it along to him. If he doesn't see it, we'll pass it along to him anyway, and you'll get your questions answered. And if you don't get the questions answered today, he'll research it and get back to you on that. But nevertheless, you can do that live right here. And we hope that you stick around for all of the festivities. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even Zoom and all other publications, media publications, and social media outlets, right? We thank you so much for being along. So after we got all out of the way, let's take our cups and raise them and do what we do each week, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me while I shoot up. Oh, it's great coffee. Not bad at all. I'm enjoying it. And I hope that you're enjoying it too. Don't forget, you don't have to have coffee. It doesn't always have to be coffee. It could be tea, which they say is more refined. It could be milk. It could be juice, orange juice, or whatever your beverage is. But we hope that you do enjoy it with us. So thank you guys for being with us. And all of you people, there's Lisa out there out of Ohio. Thank you, Lisa, for coming along. She says she can't see or hear you. You can't see or hear me, right? Okay, we're gonna have to fix that. And we're gonna have to, I don't know how that you cannot see or hear me. I don't know. Lisa, what platform are you on? Are you on Facebook? Well, I see you on Facebook. I see you on Facebook, but I don't understand why you're not able to hear me. We're coming on live. You're the only one that's, I don't know. Does anybody else hear me? If Lisa says she can't see or hear me, I'm not sure why that is. All right. We're going to have to figure that one out. And I'm checking all of my information here. The microphone is on, the cameras are on, and I'm getting feedback here from other places. She can hear now. I don't know why you couldn't hear before. Maybe it was on your end. Well, I'm glad to know that you do, because I checked all of my sources, and everything is fine over here. Well, anyway, thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you, Brian. He says loud and clear. He hear me loud and clear. That was Lisa. She had to get it together. But thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Brian. And I hope, Lisa, you stay with us for the full hour. Just like people are coming in, and we're going to have a lot of things for you, sports and everything. Now, here we are in the month of July, and you know the month of July is going to go just like that. And it's safe to say it's in the middle of the month, because it's the 19th of July. And July has gone quick. We already have the 4th of July, all the festivities of the 4th of July, all of that coming up. Summer came along, summer is still here. And before you know it, I mean, depending on how much you want to rush it, because the weather has been pretty hot in certain places. We just got over a heat wave here in New York, okay? But the summer is here, and what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Those of you who are in the heat wave area, if you're still in a heat wave area, we just broke ours just yesterday. If you're in some place where it's a real intense heat out there, make sure that you do the right things to survive it all. And one of the things you want to do is make sure that you stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, eat some fruits or something that contains water. Anything that juices, fruit juices, or anything, do that. Stay away from alcohol, maybe coffee, stay away from. I should be talking about that. Coffee dehydrates. I don't know if you know that. Coffee does dehydrates, and of course, alcohol dehydrates as well. So, of course, you want to make sure that you have all of those elements so you could stay cool. And those of you who are watching us, if you want to get in conversation with us, we want you to do that. Of course, we always ask you to do that. Stay in conversation with us. And you know how you do that? Just give us your weather forecast, all right? If you're going to indulge in conversation. Lisa, you're in Ohio. What is it like in Ohio? You don't have to give us a full-blown weather forecast. Just give us something simple that we could read. Maybe it's sunny or maybe it's cloudy in your area, whatever it is. Let us know about that, and it will be great because we like to compare notes on what my weather is here in New York and your weather is out there. All right, but if you're in the New York area or in the vicinity of New York area, you don't have to worry about doing that. The only thing that you have to worry about is just sit back and relax, because I will take care of all of the local weather forecasts. It's beautiful, she says, 72 degrees and sunny. And I'm assuming it's currently 72 degrees. So 72 degrees and sunny, beautiful weather out in where Lisa is in Ohio. So that looks good. We're comparing notes. I'm going to give you my weather forecast later on. I want to tell you that all month long we have been acknowledging something nice that's sort of in the health field, and it's National Blood Donor Month. Now, those of you who desire to give a little blood, because a lot of people out there, they need blood, the blood banks and everybody, they're looking for blood, looking for fresh blood. And if you desire to do that, you can do that. That will be part of National Blood Donor Month. And you can contact the American Red Cross or your local blood bank. All right, make sure they're reputable people. You don't want to give blood just to anyone. All right, and when you contact the American Red Cross or your local blood bank, they will give you the information on what to do. They'll schedule you to when to come in to give your blood, and they'll give you a briefing on what's to be. If you have never given blood before, they'll give you a briefing on how it goes. And just like anything else, I'm pretty sure it's painless. It's just like maybe taking a shot in the arm. But if you desire to do that, if you want to volunteer to do that, remember to contact the American Red Cross and your local blood bank, and they'll give you all the information on what to do, when to come in, make your schedule, make an appointment to come in and do that. Okay. Okay, so that's what we got going for the time being on this month. And again, those of you who are watching us right now, watching us and listening to us loud and clear, we thank you so much for being along. And again, if you're going to indulge in conversation with us, please, and it's not mandatory that you do it, give us your weather forecast. Let us know what it's like in your area as far as the weather goes. We would love to hear from you. But again, those of you who are watching in New York City or in the vicinity of New York City, don't have to worry about it. I will give you the local forecast that I have for you that I think you're going to like. Now, what we have right now here in New York, it's 76 degrees. And the temperatures will be going up. We've got 76 degrees right now. And we're looking for a pretty good weekend. And in New York, we broke the heat wave, so it's going to be like it's still going to be warm weather, nice summertime weather, but it's going to be a very comfortable weekend as far as the weather goes. So let's get started with that right now and let you know what we have going on for the weekend. So what we have right now, as we look on today's Friday, we have an abundance of sunshine. It's going to be sunny. We'll have a high 86 degrees, and winds will be light and variable. So go out and do the summertime thing that you normally do. If you're able to do it, go to the swimming pool or go to the beach. It's great weather. You don't have to worry about too much intensive heat. For tonight, it's a few clouds developing. We'll have a low around 70 degrees. No rain in the forecast at this point, and winds will be light and variable as well. Now, Saturday is going to be mostly sunny. Oh, I love that. I love the sound of that. And we're going to have the same temperatures that we have today. The high of 86 degrees. Winds will be west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So far, no rain. And for Saturday night, you're going out on the town, you're going to do anything, going out to dinner or whatever it is, leave the umbrella home. You don't have to worry about that too much, even though it says it's going to be cloudy skies early, and it will become partly cloudy later at night. So that's not bad. You can leave the umbrella home. Winds will be light and variable as well. And as we wrap up our weekend and rest up for getting back to the grind on Monday, Sundays will be intervals of clouds and sunshine. Still not bad. No, a rain-free weekend is what we have here in New York. And we'll have a high around 88 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. So that's what we have. Repeating our current temperature, we have 79 degrees outdoors, and it looks very well out there. So we take everything in stride here, okay? Okay, in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And I'm looking at the screen, and someone tell me out there if I'm right or wrong. Is my screen kind of frozen? The live, if you're watching me right now, am I freezing? I look like I'm freezing here. My studio monitor is current, all right, but it looks like I froze out there, and hopefully we'll come back. Is anybody out there can tell me that? Can you tell me that? Anyway, until somebody does, we'll see what happens. We've got great weather, and of course, like I told you, in just a few minutes from now, Brian Camp is going to be along with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And at Sports Update, he'll be along with us. I don't see him right now, but he'll be along with us in just a few minutes from now. And we'll see. Oh, so Brian says I'm good. So maybe it's me over here. Maybe what I'm watching, he says I'm good. If so, it could be a glitch on my part. So Brian says I'm good. So, okay, Brian, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Covering that up. Sometimes whatever I see here, whatever I do here in the studio, it's not the same that goes out. But I was monitoring the output on my end as well, and it looks frozen. What Brian says, I'm good. And Brian never lies to me. He never lies to me. Okay. Later on in the program, I didn't mention this, but later on in the program, I have movies. I have those movies that you may be interested in. Those movies of the week. Now, these movies, they're my picks of the week. All right, they're all my picks of the week. And being that the weekend is here, you may want to do something other than, play in the hot sun. And even if you do that, or go out and cook out, which I assume Brian is going to do this weekend, you cook outside and enjoy. But maybe you want to catch up on some old movies. Maybe you want to do that, right? And if that's what you want to do, well, I am going to help you out with that. I'm going to add some movies to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend. So that's coming up later on in the program. And we're going to stick around for that. We'll give you that because that's what I do each week. I always do that. Those movies directly from Turner. All of that's coming up the program. Okay, I see. In case you're just joining us, you guys are wondering what this is all about. It's the coffee hour, and we're going to be around with you for the next hour. And of course, those of you who have been watching us for the first time, we're on Facebook. We're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina. Each week. with the latest developments. And questions. You do sports related. Ask your it's coming right up, and so right here on another concern.
Okay, that's better. How's everybody doing? Is everybody okay?
Everything's fine over here. It's good weather for this wave or anything like that.
You know what? Now I cannot hear you now because there is maybe Lisa was right. Maybe there is something wrong because I cannot really hear you. You know, so I don't know what's going on. I could barely hear you. So, but I don't know. Now I can't hear you at all.
Well, I'll deal with that, and you get to the sports, and then this we see.
Okay. Maybe is that cyber attack that happened overnight last night. Maybe that's what it is.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
Could be, but it wasn't a hacker. It was supposed to be a software update that went a little haywire that affected everything and everybody globally. So maybe that could be it. Speaking of globally, good morning to everybody around the world, nationally and locally. So I'll get to sports right away. It is 77 degrees out here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's cloudy. We're going to have rain later on tonight, but it's going to be cloudy. Look like the heat wave has subsided some, but we still got another month and a half left to go for July and August. So, but Major League Baseball, I'm going to start there. Major League Baseball, the 2024 Major League Baseball All-Star Game drew 7,403,000 viewers on Fox. That's up 6% from 2023, but the second lowest from the event. Now, the American League 5-3 victory in Arlington, Texas saw an increase from over 7 million viewers for the National League 3-2 win from last year in Seattle. Slightly increase, but there's still, the ratings are not great. The ratings are not good. So baseball, Major League Baseball still got have to get their act together. Now, G League, in NBA, we're going to talk about basketball. The G League coach, Lindsey Harden, has agreed on a deal to become an assistant with the LA Lakers. Harden, G League Coach of the Year for the Stockton Kings, connects with head coach JJ Redick, who was just hired a few weeks back, will join the staff and have that. They have been connected for a while. Dates back to the years in Philadelphia when JJ was a player and Harden was a player development. So they are reunited. Sad news in the NBA, former NBA player Joe Jellybean Bryant dies, the father of Kobe Bryant, the great Kobe Bryant. The elder Bryant played for the Philadelphia 76ers back in the 70s and former coach of the WNBA Sparks. Now, he played overseas, like I said. That's why Kobe Bryant can speak so many different languages when he was alive. And our thoughts and prayers is with the Bryant family as well. Something strange happened in the airport last week. NFL Hall of Famer running back Terrell Davis said he was handcuffed and removed from a plane last week. Now, Terrell Davis said he was on a United Airlines flight from Denver to Orange County, California, with his wife and 3 kids. So when one of his sons had asked flight attendant for a cup of ice, so Terrell Davis says either the flight attendant did not hear him or just ignore him, requested and continued to pass the road that they were sitting on. Davis says calmly he reached behind himself and lightly tapped the flight attendant on his arm to get his attention. According to the report, the flight attendant shouted, "Don't hit me." So as the plane landed, the pilot asked all passengers to remain in their seats as 6 FBI agents and local authorities aborted the plane and placed him in handcuffs in front of his family, and then was removed from the flight. After Davis explained the whole story, the whole situation that was unraveled, the law enforcement did release him and apologize to him. A continued investigation will go on, but for that to happen, knowing that, and that's because I'm saying that who Terrell Davis was or is a former football star, Hall of Famer. But some of the sports shows are calling this racially motivated. I don't see it like that until I know the facts, so I'm not going to go there with that and everything. Somebody should be either reprimanded or until the truth comes out. But the bottom line is, you're not going to make a spectacle of a Hall of Fame football player or anybody in front of his wife and his children. That's number one. Children do not need to see this. And I think that was not handled properly. In the WNBA, the Women's Basketball League is going to have a long period of time away from the courts, as the AT&T WNBA All-Star Game, Team USA versus the WNBA All-Stars, on July 20th. After that, they take a week off, and they go out to Paris, France, for the 2024 Summer Olympic Games between the 26th of July and August 11th. So they're going to have a long time. Some of those players are not going to Paris. Some will be going to the All-Star game. So that's where we're at with that, where they will have a long vacation, but they will have to resume when they come back to the States. This day in sports, July 19th, 1910, Cy Young wins his 500th career victory, the most in Major League Baseball history, and nobody else has ever come close. I don't think anybody else will ever come close to winning 500 games as a pitcher. 1920, Babe Ruth hits his 30th home run of the 1920, breaking his own record. Broke his own record, 30 home runs. I know players could hit 30 home runs in the first 3 months of the season. It has happened. 1933, first Major League Baseball brothers on opposite teams hit home runs in the same game, Rick and Wes Ferrell. 1936, 17-year-old Bob Feller makes his Major League Baseball debut in relief. 1950, New York Yankees signed their first black players, Elson Howard and Frank Baines. 1973, the New York Mets' Willie Mays outfielder is named National League All-Star team for the 24th time, tying Stan the Man Musial. 1987, Don Mattingly sets an American League record of extra base hits in 10 consecutive games. 1989, Cleveland Indians' Joe Carter has hit his fourth, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, has hit 3 home runs in a game. He did that 4 times. Amazing. 1990, Cincinnati Reds' Pete Rose is sentenced to 5 months for tax evasion. 1990, Dave Righetti, New York Yankee, pitches his 499th game pass in Whitey Ford for most pitched games as a New York Yankee. And birthdays to the late, great Stuart Scott was born in 1965. He was a legend. ESPN sportscaster, was born in Chicago, Illinois. Stuart Scott was one of my favorite announcers on ESPN. Man showed a lot of dignity during his last couple of years of life with falling to cancer, but he helped with the Jimmy V Foundation as well. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
Hey, last week, am I clear now? Can you hear me now?
No, I cannot hear you because I'm on my phone, so that's probably I cannot hear you. But if I'm not live with you right now, I can hear you as a listener. But I can hear you just a little bit though.
Okay, but I was wondering if anybody out there watching right now can hear me. Give me a feedback on that. But what I was getting ready to say, Terrell, that we talked about it last night on Talkback Live about Terrell Davis, which was one of those things that it's a situation that is like that, especially problem of an African American family, something like that. But you know, you're right. You said it, and you hit it right on the head. Is that his children, his family should have never seen it.
It's very difficult for that to happen. It didn't make sense. I'm pretty sure he felt embarrassed. It should never happen. It should never happen in front of people, but especially in front of his family. I was totally against it.
Yeah, well, I hope that, and I mentioned this last night too, for those of you who didn't watch it last night. You know, they apologize. As you know, something Terrell said that they got an apology, but they didn't apologize to him personally. They apologized to him. They apologized. I hope that, even though the apology came through his attorney, further, hope it comes out in this between him and his family. Because
it was an unfortunate thing that happened. I hope it never happens again, not only to Terrell Davis, but to anybody. It doesn't matter what agenda you are or what the color of your skin is. I understand that all parties have to do their job. I get that. I don't know. Maybe the flight attendant, I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt too. Maybe he just had a bad day. Everybody have a bad day. So, I don't know what's his track record. I don't know what Terrell Davis' track record is. But maybe both parties just had a bad day, or one of the parties just had a bad day. Let's get along. That's all we need to do.
Yep. All right. On a lighter note, the All-Star game is over, and we go back to baseball this weekend. So the Yankees got a few things to clear up. They almost went to first place, and they lost that. You remember? I don't know if you watched the game Sunday, but Sunday they were able to get back to first place. They had it in the bag in the ninth inning, and they lost it all.
Well, we got a full half a season left, so anything can happen. Yankees and Orioles. But in the meantime, let's go San Francisco Giants.
Okay, where are they? Where are they in the standings? Because I haven't checked up on that.
They're in like fourth place. Around fourth place. Yeah, they're not doing well.
All right, let's consider this: that it's halftime, and we come back. Everybody's fresh and relaxed because they had all of those days off, and now they come back and they'll play some baseball. Let's look at it that way. Hopefully, it'll work.
That's the only way you have to look at it.
Yeah.
Let's look at it like that. One game at a time. They're in contention for the wild card, so anything is possible.
Yeah, that's cool. So what does it look like for the home front for your weekend?
Well, I did some barbecuing. My son and my grandson came over to spend the week with me, so I did a lot of smoking on the smoker. So this week I'm just going to take it easy, going to relax, watch a lot of Netflix, Prime Video, sports, you name it. Just going to relax.
And that's what I'm going to do. Relax. No news. I don't watch any news on the weekends. I would rather turn on the Cartoon Network, but I digress. Anyway, Brian, we'll catch you back here next week. How about that?
Everybody enjoy and be safe. Take care now.
All right, that was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Of course, he's with us each week at this time. And of course, he'll be with us next week as well. And you can also catch him next week with us on the Coffee Hour. We'll tell you more about that later on as we go on the show. as I look at my computer screen, that image of me is still frozen, but Brian already told me I'm looking good, I'm okay. And I'll just keep it that way. Anyway, in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we're enjoying coffee together, having a good time. My name is Frank Allan, and we're going to be with you for the balance of the hour. And in the hour, we told you that later on in the program, we're going to give you all of those movie information. My pick of the week for your weekend, and of course, your weekend is coming up. It won't be too long from now. You're probably at work right now and getting ready to gear up for it. And one of the things that you might want to do is catch up on some movies. So I'm going to be part of that. I am going to give you my picks of the week, and that's all later on in the program. So we hope that you stand by for that. All kinds of things are happening. And all this weekend, a lot of people are doing a lot of things, all of you New Yorkers. We talked about, Brian and I talked about that cyber attack. If you notice, in airports, I guess across the country, there were blank screens, blank destination screens, right? Before I came on the air, I was watching the news and they said they got a handle on it. So they're working out, the workers, they're working out on it now. But that was doing earlier. I don't know what the progress is now, but we hope that they get the situation well in hand. Because that's what you don't right is that's exactly what you don't want, especially if you're traveling. You know, you're going, they said one of the airlines that I know that were affected, I don't know how many more, but I do know that American Airlines were affected. I think they had to ground some of the flights. And I hope that it gets better soon. We already know in the past there were a lot of situations going on with some of the airlines, and we hope that they do better. We hope that it gets together. And if anybody knows at this particular point what the progress is, let me know right now. You know, I can't, obviously I don't know because I'm on the air with you guys, but maybe you know something more about it than I do, and you can pass it along to me. This way I can pass it along to everyone else. I really would appreciate that. Okay, it's now 37 minutes past the hour, and the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And speaking of the coffee hour, excuse me while I shoot up. Oh boy, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So here we are. And again, I want to tell you about, I can't elaborate on it enough because we're into the month of July. I said it, I mentioned it early, but I want to mention it now, that we are acknowledging Blood Donors Month, right? And if you desire to want to donate blood, go to the American Red Cross, go through their site, look at them, see what they say, or your local blood bank. And if you desire to give blood, they'll tell you how you can do it, where to go. They'll give you an appointment on what, you know, when you want to come in, or you can arrange that with them to go to donate blood. And that's all it takes. So that's what I'm saying. You know, I acknowledge all of these things that are very important, and it goes with the health thing and all of that. And speaking of health things, again, if you guys are in the hot season somewhere in the really intense heat, please stay hydrated as much as you can. You always have to do that in the summer months. You have to stay hydrated. And watch out for all of the seniors, by the way, all of the seniors. So we love them. We take care of them. They took care of us. Now we take care of them. If you know a senior citizen that lives in your building or something and they may need your help or anything, go to the store for them. You know, you go shopping for them. If you have a lot of water, bottled water, and they may not have any, share the wealth and make sure that they're okay. And let's take care of each other when it comes to it. I like to take care of people too, as well, and take care of each other as well. Okay, right here on the coffee hour, we're so glad to have you aboard with us. I want to say hello to all of you people who are watching us in the different areas of the United States and around the world and across the country. And that's all via Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And whatever left of the show, please, you guys who are watching us on Facebook, whatever's left of the show, share it with your friends, tag them right now and bring them in, and they can catch what's left of the show. If they like what they see, if they like what they hear, of course, they'll come back again and again. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, right? And all you have to do is just drag your mouse right over there, point the arrow to where subscribe and click onto it. That'll give you an opportunity to know once you have clicked on, and you're a full-fledged member, of course, and that will give you the opportunity to know whenever we come on live or we do some kind of activity on the website. It will give you instant notification, and you can go right there and see what's happening. For all of you who are watching us on Instagram, no need to worry about anything. Just keep the word percolating, okay? And that's all we have to do. Now, for the guys who are going to subscribe, or for my Facebook friends who are going to tag their friends, all of you guys who are watching us on YouTube and Instagram as well, you can do something similar. Cut and paste. If you're, let's say, for instance, you're on Instagram, cut and paste the link and pass it along to your friends. That's all it takes, right? That's all it takes. So we're glad to have you along with us right here on this day on the Coffee Hour. Dr. Ruth Westmeyer, the iconic sex therapist whose cheerful and disarming advice helped educate millions of Americans for sexual desires and practices, has died. Ruth Westmeyer was a leading advocate of sexual education for decades. Westmeyer's first radio call-in show was called Sexually Speaking, and that debuted in New York in 1980 and proved to be so popular that it quickly became syndicated around the world and across the country. It also captured her TV fame into the mid-'80s with her show called Dr. Ruth Show on Lifetime Network. She was 96 years old. Richard Simmons, television hyperactive court jester of physical fitness, who built a mini empire in his trademark tank tops and short shorts by urging overweight people to exercise and eat better, died at his home in Los Angeles, California. On Saturday, Simmons was a former 268-pound teen. He became a master of many media forms, sharing his hard-won weight loss tips to those on his show, who he hosted on the Emmy-winning daytime show, The Richard Simmons Show. Simmons died one day after his 76th birthday. Actor Shannon Doherty, who starred in the popular series Beverly Hills 90210 and Charm, and documented her 9-year battle with breast cancer, has died. Doherty was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015, which went into remission 2 years later. And in 2022, Doherty announced that the cancer had returned, spread, and was stage 4. Doherty was 53 years old. Halle Berry has left Ryan Murphy's new legal drama, All's Fair. Barry is no longer attached to the series as a star and executive producer. The outlet cited a scheduling conflict as the reason for her departure from ways from the production. Now, early this month, the Oscar winner made headlines for joining All's Fair alongside Glenn Close. The series will be filming later this year and will premiere in 2025. Country singer Mark Chestnut is returning to the stage later this year after undergoing emergency heart surgery last month. On Tuesday, he confirmed he'll be getting back on stage in October 9th to be exact, to perform at the Songs and Stories of Dean Dillon gig, honoring the Country Music Hall of Fame and Nashville songwriter. And he'll be doing that. So there you have it. And birthdays celebrating. Singer Vicky Carr is 83 years old today. Actress Helen Gallagher, who played on Ryan's Hope, that soap opera, she's 98 years old today. The following people no longer with us, but we acknowledge their birthday. Country singer Sue Thompson. It would have been 99 years old today. Evangelist Harold Camping, who predicted that the world would come to an end some time ago. He would have been 102 years old. Also, politician George McGovern would have been 102 years old. So that's what's happening in the entertainment world. And happy birthday to all of them who are with us, and we acknowledge the people who are no longer with us. Happy birthday to you. Now, if you're celebrating a birthday and you'd like us to acknowledge your birthday right on this particular show, we would love to do that for you. All you have to do is get in touch with us, be a little proactive, and give us a call or an email, shoot us an email, and we would love to hear from you. And all you have to do is email us. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now you can contact us for any reason at all. Other than your birthday, you may want to talk about the show. You may want to critique the show. You may just email us or call us and just say hi. I saw the show, but I just want to say hi. Or you may want to give us some advice, maybe some kind of thing that you'd like to see on the show, you want to implement on the show, or maybe an interview with someone that you like. You could try to get them on the air with us. We could do a lot of things. We're open to a lot of things. And so we advise you to keep all of that information, all of that show information, right? The email address and a telephone number, keep it hidden in your phone, which I think most people do that. They keep all kinds of information in their phones and their computers and all kinds of other electronics. And if you're old school, you might want to stick for the old, reliable Rolodex, right? I don't know who does that, but listen, some people are old school and they want to just stick with the old school things that they have available. But anyway, keep all of that information and make sure it's there whenever you need it. And again, so let me give you that email address once again. The email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. And we'll be looking forward to hearing from you. At least I look forward to hearing from you. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They never sleep. And they'll take the calls. You can leave a message or email, either one. Okay, so we look forward to hearing from you. We want to send all of our love and affection out to President Joe Biden, who's in Delaware right now. He left the White House a couple of days ago. He's in Delaware. And he's kind of staying away from everyone right now because you already heard the news that, again, that he was diagnosed for the third time around with COVID-19. Now, ladies and gentlemen, because the pandemic is over, that doesn't mean that COVID is over, you know? And I know as I look around, a lot of people are wearing their masks, which, by the way, they are not mandatory to wear, but people are still doing it. They still want to make sure that they are clear from all of that, from the elements in the air, and all of us carry it together. We breathe the same air, we drink the same water, and but Joe Biden, our president, is home recuperating. He says he's doing okay. His vital statistics are okay. His blood pressure is okay. His heart rate is okay. And we're looking forward to him. He's going to do all the delegating at home, still working, but he's doing everything at home. And whenever he gets another negative test, then maybe he can go back to Washington. But he's kind of breaking away from everybody, self-isolating. And so, which is a smart thing to do. And that would be a smart thing for all of you to do if you happen to be in the same situation. Again, I understand that come September, for those of you who desire, there are more COVID shots. We'll look forward to doing that. And we're going to look more into that to see when that happens, if that happens. And especially for people who are older, senior citizens who are older and who are more vulnerable as far as what happens with their health goes. We'll be giving you that information when it comes along. So please, even if you desire to wear your mask, continue to wear your mask. You can do that as well. Again, it's not something that's mandatory, but a lot of people do it, and it's a smart thing to do. We're not angry at you that you do it. That's a smart thing, if you so desire. So again, we want to make sure that our president is in good form, and maybe in a couple of days he'll be back. Who knows? Maybe Monday he'll be back. Because when you're in isolation, the 5 days that they give you, that's no longer mandated. It all depends on how a person feels, and it all depends whether or not when they take the test again, it comes out negative and they can get back on track. So we continue to pray for President Biden. Okay, we mentioned it at the top of the hour as well, but we didn't mention it that comedian Bob Newhart passed away. You already know about that, right? He passed away. We got that information yesterday before we got on the air. He's 94 years old. We mentioned that Sharon Doherty, Richard Simmons, and Ruth Wuthmeyer passed away, but also Bob Newhart passed away as well. And around the 10th of July, David Loggins, who's a performer, who made that recording back in 1976, Please Come to Boston, which is a wonderful folk song. I love that song. He passed away as well. David Loggins is the second cousin of Kenny Loggins. All right. And so he passed away, I think it was July 10th to be exact. And so our prayers and all of that goes out to his family and all of his friends and all of his fans who enjoyed his music. But something, I found out about David Loggins' death a little later on than I found out the other three that I told you about: Kenny Loggins, Dr. Ruth, Shannon Doherty, and Richard Simmons. And I found out about that later. But so we did acknowledge it. It's late, but we did acknowledge it. And it's just so many things are happening. And all last weekend was kind of a grim weekend in show business for all of these people who passed away. And they always say that death comes in threes. And so it did, but it went beyond that. It went beyond that last weekend up until we found out about Bob Newhart's death. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's just hope for a positive weekend this time around. There's always something going on. Positive weekends we're looking forward to. Hey, here's something that you might want to look forward to. And we talk about those movies. Yes, indeed. We talk about those movies. For all of you who look forward to the weekend and who doesn't look forward to the weekend. Everybody looks forward to the weekend, right? And I'm pretty sure all of you do whatever you do on the weekend. And one of the things that you might want to do is catch up on some movies, whether they're old movies, new movies. Maybe you're going out to the movies. You want to catch up on that on the weekend. But if you happen to be staying home for the weekend, or if you happen to be in an area where the weather's going to be a little inclement, where it's going to keep you in the house, that's a good time to check up on some classic movies. That's a very good time to catch up on some classic movies. And so that's where I come in. That's where I come in and bring you my picks of the week for your weekend of movie watching. And those of you who like those classic movies and black and white classic movies, I always bring them to you. And this week, how many do I have this week? I have 4 this week. Okay, let's get started with them right now. I'm going to go back to 1971, and here's one of the favorites of Brian Camp. And he talks about this movie all the time, and I think you like it too because he's a bad mother. Shaft. from 1971, starring Richard Roundtree and Moses Gunn. And that comes on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out this coming Saturday at 1:45 a.m. So that's, if you suffer from insomnia or something like that, you can stay up and watch it. But if you can't, you can always DVR all of these movies that I give you. You could DVR all of these movies and watch them at your own time convenience, right? If you can't watch the movies in real time, and a lot of people can't. And so that's the good thing about technology today. You can always DVR them. So that's Richard Roundtree and Moses Gunn on Shaft at Saturday at 1:45 a.m. Eastern. Now, if you like musicals, like I do, I love musicals. Always did, ever since I was a little boy. I used to watch all like the West Side Stories and all of these things. But here's something that I like as well from 1967. How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And that comes on Turner Classic Movies. That's starring Robert Morse, Michelle Lee, and Rudy Valley. And that's Turner Classic Movies. That's on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. You can watch it then. And that's a good time to watch a nice musical, right? Right? Again, you can always DVR them if you can't watch them in real time. All right, so that's How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Here's a nice thing from 1958, starring Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Shirley MacLaine. Some Came Running. A nice drama from 1958, and that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So when you get back from church, you can watch it again. You can't watch it in real time. Okay, then DVR it. All right. Some Came Running. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Shirley MacLaine. And another classic from 1960, there's another color film called Where the Boys Are, Doris Hart and George Hamilton. And even Connie Francis, singer Connie Francis is in it. As a matter of fact, she recorded Where the Boys Are. And you can watch this on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's all right there on Turner Classic Movies. Now, these are my picks of the week, but there may be other Turner Classic Movies that you may like. So I'm going to direct you to go to the Turner Classic Movies and go through the program guide and go through all of the movies, because they may be something that you may like that I didn't mention. And it's not that I don't like them, it's only because these are my picks of the week. And of course, you could watch them in real time or DVR them as well. All right. Now, all of the times that I give you is always Eastern, so go accordingly. All right. And while you're there, watching on demand, you can go and watch all of the free movies that are there. A lot of them from A to Z. You can watch those. Not only that, you can go to some of the pay-per-view movies. Some of the movies that are in the theaters at this moment, you can watch from the comfort of your own home. Or some of the movies that were just in the movies, it just was taken out, and you could watch those too. They cost a little less, but you could still watch them in the comforts of your own home. Also, you have a lot of great documentaries, children programs, and of course, sporting events. They're right there. And some of those things that if you missed in real time, you can go back and watch them on demand. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes without commercial interruption. All right. And of course, if you like some of those Lifetime movies, see what's available there. All that's available to you. And then a lot of people are streaming now. Netflix and Paramount Plus and all of those great. You got a lot of things at your disposal. All right. But all of the stuff that I'm giving you is directly from Turner Classic Movies. So let me give you the movies once again. Shaft, Richard Roundtree, Moses Gunn. At Saturday at 1:45 a.m. Eastern, you have How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying with Robert Morse, Michelle Lee, and Rudy Valley. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Some Came Running with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Shirley MacLaine. Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And Where the Boys Are with Dolores Hart and George Hamilton and Connie Francis. Turner Classic Movies, and that's Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and I hope you will like them. Go there. I never steered you wrong in that department, so I hope you will like it, and I think you will like them. Okay. Well, that's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. Brian Kemp is going to be along with me for the latest developments in today's world of sports. I look forward to seeing you then. And then come back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the coffee hour. You, me, and the world. Brian Kemp, of course, the latest developments in today's world of sports. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you back here soon. Take care.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.